host of the Gridiron.
So, to me anyway, this is just to me, right? I can call me a rotten loser or whatever like that. Whatever. I didn't see either game yesterday. I know the Chiefs won, and of course I didn't see the Eagles, but I know the Eagles won, right? But so to me, this is. I mean, I know. I'm sure a lot of people wanted to see maybe the Lions get in there, the Bills get in there, the Commanders get in there. Not many people like the Eagles. Their fans are just scumbags. They really are. They're just total scumbags. So not many people wanted to see the Eagles get in there. Certainly no. If unless you're a fan of the Chiefs, okay, nobody wanted to see the Chiefs get in there. I mean, as much as the refs have helped them out all season long, nobody wanted to see the Chiefs get in there. So this is probably the worst Super Bowl that anybody could possibly imagine. Bills Lions would have been pretty cool, especially if you got a couple of teams that never made it in there before. One of them would have to win. I mean, the Bills have been in there before, but the Bills have never won one. The Lions have never been in a Super Bowl. Now, of course, the Lions quite possibly were the best team in the NFC, but unfortunately for them, their defense got really decimated, and it was one of the big reasons why they wound up losing. They had to try to outscore their opponents. They had to try to outscore the Washington Commanders. They had a bunch of turnovers, were very costly, and they couldn't put up the 35 or 40 points to outscore the Commanders, right? But their defense was just totally decimated. But I'm sure a lot of people were pulling for Campbell. A lot of people were pulling for the Lions, to get into the Super Bowl. And a lot of people were pulling for the Bills. A lot of people are just sick. And it's the same thing with Tom Brady. After a while, it was kind of cute in the beginning, because the Rams are the greatest show on turf. They were kind of rubbing me the wrong way and stuff like that. So in 2001, right? Actually, the Super Bowl was in 2002, but it was the year after the rule when Tom Brady in that snowstorm against the Raiders, right? He went for the pass and he pulled it back in and he didn't quite tuck it away and then he fumbled it, right? So it wasn't a fumble. It was like an incomplete pass or something. No, out of here. It was a fumble. Raiders recovered it, but of course, once again. But it was kind of cute. And they beat the Rams. I was kind of happy because I don't like the Rams getting a little too cocky and stuff like that. So to be humbled by the Patriots, by some dude Tom Brady, I thought that was pretty cute. But when Tom's been around for 20 years and he's around for 20 years and he was in 57 Super Bowls, it starts getting a little annoying after a while. You know what I mean? So after 80 or 90 Super Bowls Tom Brady's in, the country's really getting a little sick and tired of seeing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Well, it's kind of the same thing now with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I'm not watching it. I mean, I'll be one of the 3 people in the world that won't be watching it, but I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I'm sick and tired. And if he's in there again next year, I'm not watching it. I don't. My life depends upon it. I'm not watching it. I'm just sick and tired of seeing him. Plus, also with the refs helping him out and stuff, I can't stand it. But I mean, to me, this is like the absolute worst of the absolute worst. Possible Super Bowl matchups. It's just nobody likes Philadelphia except for the Eagle fans. So there's a small demographic of people, in the Pennsylvania, whatever, and in South Jersey, that like the Eagles. Right, who'll be watching and vote for them, but some people be pulling like Brandon Jacobs said he was going to be pulling for the Eagles, so I guess maybe it was an NFC East. I don't think he'd be pulling for the Cowboys. He didn't like the Cowboys, but maybe it's an NFC East thing. Maybe he's pulling for the Eagles because of Saquon. I don't know. I didn't read the article, but I do know that Brandon Jacobs is actually pulling for the Eagles. So, I mean, there'd be some people out there, NFC East fans pulling for the Eagles, right? I mean, we're the only division, right, that has every team, all four teams, has won a Super Bowl. The NFC East has won more Super Bowls than any, right? Cowboys got 5, Giants got 4, 1, 2, 3 for the Redskins, the Commanders, Washington football teams, Boston Braves, whatever you want to call them. They've been called many things, right? And they got the Eagles with 1. So we've got 13 Super Bowls, right? So we've basically almost 1 out of every 4 Super Bowls has been won by the NFC East. Of course, that hasn't happened. I mean, you figure from 2012 to now, there's only been 1 Super Bowl won by the. Of course, that was 2017 when the Eagles won. So we've gone on a little bit of a hiatus from winning Super Bowls, but the NFC East has won more Super Bowls than any other division. I said we're the only division that every team has won a Super Bowl. If you go to all the other 7, there's at least 1 team that has not won a Super Bowl in that division, and some of them even have multiple ones. I mean, you go to the Packers won Super Bowls, the Bears won a Super Bowl, Vikings haven't won a Super Bowl, they're 0-4. The Lions haven't even been to a Super Bowl, right? So I mean, you can go to every other division, and there's teams who have not won a Super Bowl, right? So. But I mean, if they win, we'll have if the Eagles win, we'll have 14 Super Bowls in the NFC East. And once again, by far, I think there's another division that's like 10, but by far the NFC East has the most. And as I said, we're the only division that has all 4 teams has won at least 1 Super Bowl, the NFC East. So, but to me, as I said, it's just me. Once again, I can't stand the Eagles. Absolutely can't stand them. If Saquon wins it, good for him. Congratulations, all. But I'm not gonna watch the Eagles win a football game. Not gonna watch them win a Super Bowl. I can't stand the Eagles. I hate them. And I said I can't stand. I'm getting really sick and tired of seeing the Chiefs in there every year. The only thing for me that would be a small bit. Once again, I'm not watching it. A small bit of gratification when the game's over with. Somehow I'll find out. Somebody will tell me, or I'll see it on Facebook or something like that. Right? Is that one of those teams loses? That's the only satisfaction I'll have. If the Chiefs win, I mean, I'll be pissed off because they'll three-peat. Although they, in the Super Bowl era, they're the first team to three-peat. They will not be the first team to three-peat in the history of the NFL. Okay, there's 2 other teams or 2 other times that happened, and if you want to, you can even, if so facto, almost. This might be another video for another day, but there was another 3-year period where kind of the same players. Another video for another day. Three-peated. So once again, another video for another day. But the Chiefs win in the Super Bowl era. They'll be the first team to three-peat. Yeah, but they're not the first team to three-peat in the history of going back to 1920. Actually, 1920, 1921 was called the American Professional Football Association. 1922, it became the NFL. But if you go back to 1920, when the Akron Pros won the first championship, back from 1920, so you're going, 105 seasons, right? It's happened other times. So the Chiefs won't be the first three-peater of all time. So, as I said, so if the Chiefs win, they'll three-peat. Okay, but that means the Eagles lose. And that'll do my heart really good. Really, really good. I hate the Eagles. But if the Eagles win, so I try to look at it in a good way. I said, if the Eagles win, I'd be happy for Saquon, be happy for the NFC, be happy for, especially for the NFC East, because then we'll have 14. Then not only, okay, will the NFC East, right, have all 4 teams have won a Super Bowl. All 4 teams will have won multiple Super Bowls. Eagles with 2, Commanders with 3, Giants with 4, Cowboys with 5, right? Multiple Super Bowls. Very impressive. And as I said, if the Eagles win, that means that the Chiefs will have not three-peated, and that'll do my heart good. right? So that's how I try to look. I'm not watching the game, but the one I said to me, it's the worst toilet bowl that I could possibly think of. I said, if you told me at the beginning of the season, what two teams don't you want to see in there? It would have been the Eagles and the Chiefs. And unfortunately, Eagles and the Chiefs are in there. So absolutely can't say anybody said, but the only small bit of satisfaction that I'll get is that one of these scumbag teams will lose. That's the only small satisfaction I'm going to get.